I watch a film every other day, and today I watched the Prime Video movie Supernova. It is the first officially released in 2026 film that we are watching on the VDK Film Club. It stars Darasimi Nadi, Nonzo Bassey, Bimbo Manuel. It has people, and let's talk about this film. This whole video will be non spoilers because I'm going to talk about the positives first because there is one department that I'm going to get into, and not in a positive way. Let me tell you something about this thing that we all love called film. With the VDK Film Club, right, one of the very big things is that it is for you and I, of course, as film lovers. It is also for filmmakers and for film students to see, and even us for us as film lovers, to see the elements of film, what really makes, because we love it. But sometimes you can be watching something and you can be like, oh, it's boring, but you don't really know why it's boring. You can watch something and be saying, I don't understand why I don't like it. My own job, what I'm really very like particular about with my own self and with the Video Film Club is deconstructing those thoughts, seeing why this. And in realizing this and we're talking about this, we are all learning things, right? And every element of film works together. And when one thing is off, it can throw off a whole film. And in this film, there is one department. Let me not jump the gun because as I was sitting down here watching this film, I was shouting in my room. I was like, hey, this department. Ah! But I will get to them. Let me first start with the positives. The positive thing is that the story here is very beautiful. Darasimi did a fantastic job. She acted well. Like the acting performances are really good. It's a sweet story just about the pressures of being a person who is talented or is gifted at something, and sometimes the anxiety that can come with that when people are expecting a lot from you. From different characters in this film, actually this same theme is relayed. And dealing with anxiety, dealing with fear, dealing with panic, all those things. It's a beautiful story. It's especially for young people, I think it would be so helpful. And even for older people, it's very helpful. It's a sweet film. The movie looks good in terms of the camera quality is good, the color is nice, the pictures are nice. Oh, it looks good. And now we get into the sound design and the sound department. If you don't watch film, and from the beginning of the film to the end of the film, you never even noticed the sound. You said, oh, the sound was nice. I didn't really think about it. That's a good thing. And go and thank the sound department because they've done well. You don't know how hard it is to do good sound design. Because when you see it's not done well, it's when you will say, hey, hey. And in this film, the sound, let's just start talking about the sound because I have so much to say about this topic. Let's just start talking about sound. The issue with this is that this film does not have ambient sounds. So what are ambient sounds? Ambience is literally the sound of my air conditioner, the sound of fan, the sound of walking, footsteps. If two of us are talking and I say, good job, kid, and I tap you on my shoulder, this sound you hear is ambient sound. What happens then if you don't hear this but you see it? That's what this film's problem is. It's almost like they are using microphones and they are noise cancelling for good reason. But the issue is that it's cancelling all the ambience. Like when somebody says a character in this scene will like breathe. So let me give you like the talk, for example. Let's say I'm supposed to say, I'm so tired this morning, but I still have to go to work, right? It will be like, I'm so tired this morning. I can't even do it because I have ambient. That is why it's important. It's because in natural life there's ambient sounds. There is, you will hear that. If you don't hear it, I will notice. And in this film, you notice it because people are walking. A woman walks into a room, you don't hear footsteps. This film can be described as a vacuum of voices. You don't hear ambience. Like a person will be in silence till somebody talks. So a person is running. You're not hearing footsteps, you're not hearing clamor, you're not hearing anything. The person will come until they now scream, then you will hear the screaming. But outside of that, you're not hearing ambience. I've never understood to the magnitude, the importance of sound ambience, the importance of surround sound, the way this film makes me realize it, because it was the thing that took me out the most in this film. If okay, you cannot do it because you need to cancel sound. There's something that is called Foley. Foley in film is those things like, let's say somebody is dropping a cup or like knocking on this wood. Let's say you don't quite catch it well in the recording. Someone can go into a studio or like after and then get this sound and then sync it up so that it matches with what you are watching. These sounds literally create the lived-in experience of a film. It's why a film feels real. It's why a film should now gives you that grit, that reality. this film loses that completely on a sound level because it really does feel like a vacuum of voices. It is so there's a scene where five people are in a room, they are clamoring. And when I tell you have five people in a room, and it sounds like a WhatsApp call. You know, if everybody joins a WhatsApp call and everybody mutes themselves, and then one person starts talking, and that person is like in a silent room, and you don't hear any background for them, and then they just talk, then they mute their mic. Somebody else on their own mic, talks, mute their mic. That's how this film is. There is no ambient. The sound design is so bad. You know, another thing with sound is that sound in life is up, is down. If I'm talking to you here and I start retreating, I'm walking this way, my voice will trail off. Here, that is not the case. The way I'm sounding here, as I'm walking, my voice is sounding the exact same. As I'm here, you out of shot, you can still hear me exactly the same way. Because it's like the microphone is just picking up the exact actor's line of that, like the dialogue. And in the sound design, people that did sound did not even choose to fade as somebody is walking or to taper things to naturally sync with the film. Like it's like just took the raw microphone footage from every actor's microphone pack and said, "Oh yeah, put it into the film. Don't add any ambient sounds. Don't add any foley. Just put it like that." And what it has now created is this beautiful looking picture, this beautiful story, but has been so complete. I don't want to say ruined because it doesn't ruin the film, but it will take you, if you're anything like me, it is so hard to miss. It is almost impossible to miss. It's just like it's put too much sand inside the food. You have just poured sand inside this curry. And it is the sound department. They have my biggest gripe. I would have gone to find the name of the sound designer, but we cannot put them on blast because. And also, this is Sonia's her directorial debut. It's her first time doing this. Maybe, hopefully, in the next one, the sound people have learned, or she goes to a different sound team because the sound in this, if you are a filmmaker, upcoming filmmaker, current filmmaker, film lover, you can use this film as evidence on what they call bad sound design. And I'm being so like this because if we don't talk about these things, people will not see what is wrong because it's very easy to just say something is boring or something is bad or I don't know why this thing did not work for me. It is very important to deconstruct it. Why didn't it work? What was the thing that you did not? And that is why I'm here. That's what I really, really try to do is to really hone in and see, something is off. What can it be? Because then that is helpful. It's not helpful for me to come and sit down here and tell you like something was off, but I don't know. I have to really zone in on it and talk about it to this length so that the next filmmaker or the current filmmaker can now say when they are making their next film or they are making their next project, how is the sound looking? Are we really sounding like we are all a vacuum of voices? Are we sounding like somebody is walking and I cannot hear anything until they speak? These are the things you need to check. And this film is such a good example of it. So you can watch it as a cautionary tale for anybody that is doing film and wants to know what bad sound design looks like. Go and watch this film. I'm being very honest because it is how I am. Outside of that, though, the actor performances, the camera, every other thing for me was good, sweet, a nice film, just completely ruined by the sound. That's what I would say about this film. I'm very curious to know your thoughts. If you have watched this film, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you've watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I make movie bingo cards, which you can find on my Substack, vdkfilmclub.substack.com, and I talk about films. Until the next film that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.